Listen, SB with the truth, it might pierce your mind. And JP hit you with reality all the time. The way to keep it all the way 100, it should be a crime. Sports, news, politics, on the show you will find. Conversation grown, opinions they not alone. Savannah be the home, they coming straight for your dome. It is what it is, gonna be what it's gonna be. You are rocking with the Sean Brown Show with JP.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and all around the United States of America. That's right, North Dakota to Texas. This is the Sean Brown Show on WQTS. This is the broadcast. Hope everybody's having a wonderful and very special Championship Monday. We are live in studio. JP here, Sean Brown here in studio from Savannah, Georgia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's have some fun today. Evans Davis is on the way. And we got so much to cover today as this weekend was very, very busy. But first, JP, what's going on, bro?
It's time, baby. It's game day. We in here, man. Look. Listen, Georgia Bulldog fans never thought this day would come, but it's here. So, you know, the excitement's in the air. You can feel it. Georgia coming home for a national championship game. It's incredible, brother. I'm really looking forward to this game.
That's right, folks. Tonight is Championship Monday in college football. Georgia takes on Alabama at 8 o'clock tonight. Who's covering the game tonight? I forgot.
Oh, it's all over the place. ESPN.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the actual who's showing the game?
ESPN.
ESPN is covering the game tonight?
Yes.
It's on ESPN?
It's on ESPN.
That's right, 8 o'clock
yeah.
on ESPN. I apologize, my bad. The championship game, college football playoff championship game, presented by AT&T tonight. It's Georgia and Alabama for all the marbles. It's an SEC championship, folks, and this thing is going to be insane. I swear, if Georgia wins tonight,
I'm going to Atlanta.
This city is going to be
morning.
Insane because the mascot for Georgia does live here. Uga, the bulldog, the mascot does live here. It's going to be a parade, guaranteed.
I'm shoot. As soon as the game is over, I'm leaving for Atlanta.
Why Atlanta?
Cause man, that's what the party gonna be at. Going straight to Athens.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
Straight to Athens.
It's gonna be fun. Head coaches Kirby Smart and Nick Saban are looking to get national championships. Nick Saban, who we know has a pedigree of winning national championship. Kirby Smart, his former assistant, who was one under him, is looking to win as well, but to be the first former assistant of Nick Saban to beat him for a national championship. So it's a lot riding on today. We're also looking forward to see whether Alabama's defense can stop Georgia's running offense.
I don't know, man. There's something to be said for both of what you just mentioned. Georgia's running game is, I don't think anybody can touch them in the country. You have three options: Sony Michel, Nick Chubb. You got Holyfield, and there's one more that I can't even think of right now. And then you have Jake Fromm throwing the ball. So really, there are no flaws in their offense. Now the thing is, can you? We talk about Alabama and Jalen Hurts being a running quarterback. Now he has shown little glimpses that he can pass the ball, and when you have Cameron Ridley out there trying to catch him, that says something. But we know Jalen Hurts to be a running quarterback. So I believe if Georgia and their secondary can play as much tight defense as you can. This is the same thing I said about Georgia when they played Oklahoma. You have to be at the right place at all times.
Okay.
Not at the right time, just all times. Make sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. Because just like I said when they played Oklahoma, if you don't have that secondary right, Baker Mayfield will pick you apart. And in that first half of the Oklahoma game, he did.
He did, and then he was humbled by the Bulldogs. But I'm looking forward to it tonight. Tonight's going to be a game where I really think it's going to be the first team to make a mistake is going to be the team to lose.
Man, I do agree with that. But let's go back to Georgia, Oklahoma. Georgia made the first mistake and won.
True. I agree. But we'll have to see. Alabama's quarterback, Jalen Hurts, is the quote-unquote soft spot for the Crimson Tide. I keep trying to call it a rolling tide. He is the soft spot. He's the weak link, as they say. Hurts comes in with 2,060 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, and 1 interception on 151 for 246 completions.
Yes, which isn't bad at all.
It's not bad, but it could be better.
For a running quarterback, 17 touchdowns and 1 pick all year, that's not bad.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. He's going to have to produce today because across him is Jake Fromm. True freshman quarterback. The kid can play. He's 165 for 259 for the season, 2,383 yards, 23 passing touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. It's not bad stats for a true freshman quarterback into the national championship.
Not at all. Not at all. Jake Fromm, if he wasn't a freshman, if he was putting these numbers up, let's say junior, senior year, that's your Heisman Trophy winner right there.
I don't know about that. I think it's going to be Baker Mayfield, but
well, I mean, Baker Mayfield won the Heisman Trophy. We all know that, but we all saw what happened when he played a team.
Well, I can agree with that.
With some oomph to him.
I can agree with that. The beauty of this is both teams come in with stellar records. The Bulldogs are 13-1, and the Alabama Crimson Tide are 12-1. And where we live here in Savannah, Georgia, you get a good mix of both. You get a lot of people saying Roll Tide, and a lot of people saying Go Dogs. Of course, Evans Davis, who should be here shortly, is a huge Georgia Bulldogs fan. He's all things Georgia. So he's a Falcons fan as well, and we'll talk about the Falcons game a little bit later once he's here. But this is going to be fun to see. Let's look at statistically. Let's look at both teams. Let's look at both teams statistically because the stats don't lie. Even. The stats are very even, but they don't lie. Alabama's averaging 37.9 points a game, whereas the Bulldogs are averaging 36.3 points per game. Total yards, Alabama 449.7 yards a game. Georgia, 440.3. This is going to be a nail-biter, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you guys are ready for it. Passing yards, Alabama, 193.9 yards a game. Georgia, 172.9. But rushing is where it's at. Georgia's averaging 267.4 rushing yards a game, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, looky here.
As our number one Georgia fan walks into the building, Evans Davis in the building.
Man, that look like an Alabama cover to me.
It is Championship
Crimson
Monday,
Red,
folks.
sir.
It is. Ooh. It is Championship Monday here on the Sean Brown Show, only on WQTS. We hope you guys are enjoying a wonderful Monday and getting ready for tonight's matchup. Evans Davis back in the building here with us. We've got so much to talk about today. Man, it's such a crazy weekend in athletics, in professional sports, collegiate sports, and I'm looking forward to having a good time talking about everything today. So let's get into it, man. We just talked about tonight's national championship game, and we're talking about how this is going to be a nail-biter. It's going to be a rough and tough, pounded-out game for the national championship, and it's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to see. Oh, you're on.
I'm on. Hello.
You can pull it towards you. You got the good radio station boom arm. You got space.
Okay. All right.
You got space to work.
JP don't like that, though.
Hey. Shut up.
It's okay, JP. Got my waterway number. Look, we all professional today. Is it because it's a national championship day for the Dogs?
It's Championship Monday. We're gonna see the Georgia Bulldogs get this W today, and we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a parade for UGA in the city of Savannah if the Bulldogs win tonight.
Shut the state down.
Absolutely. No one goes to work. I told him if Georgia wins, I'm going to Athens right after the game.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
I'm going right after the game.
Do that.
It's gonna be fun.
Already got the car gassed up.
I'm predicting church musicians that have to be at rehearsal tonight. I could be at rehearsal watching the game instead of actually rehearsing.
I'm playing the Georgia theme song on Sunday if they win.
Hey, look, if there's a team, like I said about the Falcons and the Patriots, if there's a team you want to beat to solidify, to really, a championship is a championship.
That's correct.
Well, who other than Alabama would you want to play?
Oh, yeah, that's the team to play.
That's the team to play, not Clemson, no disrespect intended, or anybody else who would have got in, Wisconsin or somebody, but that was a shot at JP across the bow. But yeah, it should be a good one. I'm excited, and most of the times, not most of the time, but for us Georgia fans, we've always been close. Mm-hmm. We've had really good seasons, 11-1s, 10-2s, and it's just a game that get away from you that'll take you out of the hunt. And then even when you get there, you're like, no.
Exactly.
But this time it feels different.
Yes.
Feels good.
Absolutely.
It feels different. So I'm going to be locked in, Lord willing, and we're going to get this one.
They showed on TV the Georgia-Alabama game from 2012, the SEC championship game.
Was that Stafford?
Yes.
Yes, I saw it.
Yes. That game, the end of that game still puts Georgia fans' faces in their hands. And I mean, I wasn't a Georgia fan back then, but I mean, I supported them because I do live in Georgia and I wanted to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
But you just watch that play at the end, it's just like, oh,
Yeah. It makes you scratch your head.
And that's 5 years ago. So
know,
the
right?
progress over 5 years, and now you're in the national championship at home.
It's gonna be fun to see. Like we said earlier, Kirby Smart looking to be the first a former assistant of Nick Saban to beat him for a championship. It's gonna
Undefeated
be fun
against
to see. Yeah,
his guys.
it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be watching. I encourage everybody else to watch. Don't forget ESPN tonight, 8:00 kickoff. It's gonna be fun. Who's performing at halftime? Anybody know?
I do not. That's a good question. I didn't even heard about
Florida
halftime.
Georgia line.
It'd be different if they were called Alabama Georgia line. That would actually be entertaining.
Man, listen, the thing about it is there are so many, like, you ever see the license plates on people's cars when it says, like, a home divided? And it'll have, like, Florida on one side and Georgia on the
It's
other.
a state divided.
No, it's like two states combined because both fans are really heavily prevalent in both states. Like, here you have a lot of Alabama fans. In Alabama, you have a lot of Georgia fans. Like, well, in your part of town, you know, Buckhead, you know, you got some Alabama fans there.
You do. No,
So
you do.
It's a, what is it? It's a cauldron.
conglomerate?
It's a cauldron of mixed stuff all over.
Cauldron?
Yeah, man. Come
This
on,
guy.
man. Get your word together.
This guy.
Get your words together. So
Cauldron.
I want to know where we're watching the game at.
I'm gonna be back late. I don't get at rehearsal till 8:30, so I'm gonna have to be watching the game
And
while I'm
just
driving.
gonna be cranking, man.
Yeah, it's just gonna be cranking, but I'll be here watching the game at the house with my Mama Juana. It's a drink from the Dominican Republic. It's very entertaining. You had some, didn't you?
man
New Year's
go-
Eve? No, you didn't. You didn't try any. You didn't try any.
That man gonna miss the whole fourth quarter.
No, nothing.
Well,
like
you
that.
watching it at JP?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I might go to tailgate.
Okay.
The funny thing is about
Safe
tailgate.
bet.
Tailgate has a bunch of Georgia fans, but the owner's an Alabama fan.
Ooh.
That ought to be good. Yeah,
So
that ought to
he's
be a
gonna-
good one.
no matter what, he's gonna say, "Pay me."
Yeah, basically.
Tailgate is a good safe spot.
It is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
Mhm.
It is. Although I will say this, and and we're not getting to stop the bus yet, but we're gonna get to the stop the bus. And I kind of put mine out earlier today, but I'm gonna say this, folks. No matter what team wins, Georgia, Bulldogs fans, if the Bulldogs wins, don't think you can get out of pocket now. We know your Southern team's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
win
a
it.
riot in Atlanta.
Don't get out of. I ain't talking about that. Don't let the other side of this hand get out of pocket now and say stuff you ain't supposed to be saying. If the Bulldogs win,
Man, look, if Georgia win this game, bro,
All
ain't
bets
nobody
are
gonna-
off,
All
buddy.
bets
As
are
long
off,
as- as
bro.
long as we
You
ain't
you might as
As
well
long as I
forget
ain't put
it.
my hands on you. Don't need to be sensitive.
I'm telling you, bro. It's
You
gonna
know,
be over with.
because I'm sure if you're expecting Alabama to win.
You are.
All right,
they are a 52% chance to win the game,
that's fine.
which is interesting to me. But
I like our
So,
D.
so if Alabama wins, the mindset basically is, yeah, Alabama won again. Rich get richer. But if Georgia wins,
it's the turning of the tide.
first
Turns
one
of the-
since '82.
It's literally.
Kirby's second year,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's big, man.
Georgia alum.
It's big.
Man.
Been with Nick Saban at every spot: LSU, Miami Dolphins, and Alabama.
It's big, man.
So Kirby's the guy.
It's a passing of the
Kirby
torch.
for governor.
Boy, he can get a seat if he win tonight, can't he?
Kirby, yeah,
You get a seat.
only if you want it.
Man, I tell you, it's just a good time to be in the state of Georgia as a whole. You got Georgia playing for the national championship today. The Atlanta Falcons won their wild card
Don't
game
hate.
on
I know y'all didn't
Saturday.
expect us to win that one either against the highest scoring team in the land.
It was fun to watch. I
That's
enjoyed
right.
this weekend's NFL games. I watched every single game. My wife was like, "Why are you watching all these games? Your team's not playing." I said, "Well, I can't report on what I don't watch."
That's right. You gotta watch it. You
And it was worth it.
As we used to say growing up, EA Sports. I'm in the game.
He's in
Yes.
the game. Yes.
I'm in the game.
so bad,
I can
boy.
talk about what you want to talk about. AFC, NFC,
Sports.
EFC,
It's in the game.
BBC.
Whoa. Whoa, sir.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. Saturday, let's give you guys.
CCB.
For those of y'all that didn't watch the
I don't know
NFL
where
playoff
y'all
games
at
over the
with that.
weekend,
Ain't no telling where those guys at with
there
that.
were 4 games over the weekend. The wild card did happen for the NFL, AFC, and the NFC. The Titans came
hit it
back
early.
and beat the Chiefs 22-21 in the AFC wild card playoff. Falcons beat the Rams 26-13. Oh, we're going to talk about these games in a second, but I want to get these scores out. Sunday, the Jaguars beat the Bills 10-3 in a great game. I enjoyed that one thoroughly. Saints over the Panthers 31-26. Cam Newton's at the house on the couch. Let's go through these games, though. First, Titans and Chiefs. I was watching this game. I was disappointed at the beginning of the game because it was 21-3. I was like, okay, this game's over. I expected more out of the Titans. and the Titans came roaring back a la Patriots style.
Chiefs ought to be ashamed of themselves.
They should.
They very
Period.
well
Point
should.
blank. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You
Should
start
the
off.
Chiefs be
you're
ashamed or Andy Reid be ashamed?
You got to be ashamed as an
Oh,
organization.
yeah.
You're up 21-3 at the
Andy
half.
ain't playing.
Yeah, but Andy, if you look at Andy's history, right?
That's right.
Eagles, every marquee matchup in the playoffs that Andy Reid has had, or even Super Bowl, he's lost. That's got to say something eventually.
It is, and it shall. It'll put some heat on him, but he's changed that organization around rather quickly. Andy's a good coach.
True.
When you lose, everybody nitpick play calling, and he should have ran Hunt a little bit more, this, that, and the other. But they ought to be ashamed of themselves, not because they lost, but in the fashion of how they lost.
They blew a huge.
You gotta win that. You're up 21-3. Even if you feed the beast, run the clock out. Hey, to just win. Just win, baby, as Al Davis used to say. Just win, and they didn't. Tennessee, come on, into my Tennessee, but good win.
They couldn't even get field goals up in the second half. That was crazy to me.
They oughta, and they already said that's Alex Smith is on the trade block. They're gonna put the young boy in there, so who knows?
Well, Alex Smith had a good game. He led. He was a top performer for quarterbacks in the game, as opposed to Marcus Mariota. Alex Smith was 24 for 33 with 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a decent game.
This is the time to trade him. Get you something for him.
It's great. It's great to be a top performer in quarterbacks, but who won the game?
Yeah,
True.
I
agree.
I agree. That hurts for Nashville. I mean, it hurts for Kansas City. Home playoff game. Drought continues.
You're right. Did you see the self-pass Mariota had? It got deflected and he caught it. It's great plays. There's a lot of good plays throughout the whole weekend of NFL.
Basketball gods were on their side.
There you go. Oh, speaking of we got some basketball to talk about, but we're going to get to that.
Basketball. I'm sorry, football gods.
It's okay because the basketball gods were in action this weekend too. Let's get to the Falcons game, wrapping up the NFC or wrapping up the wild card for Saturday's games.
Turn up.
Again, Falcons beat the Rams 26-13. Jared Goff actually led in passing for the Rams, and the Rams were expected to win this game.
Absolutely.
Falcons came out.
I got text message. Girl, they're going to have 200 yards, blah, blah, blah. Negative.
Nothing.
When they did 200 yards.
Atlanta.
Why would they have it on us?
Todd Gurley could get nothing in the flat.
14 carries for 101 yards for Todd Gurley.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to, if there's a focus, my focus is on Gurley.
Yeah.
Let's let the young boy beat us. Just like we're going to go into Philadelphia. Nick Foles, you're going to have to beat us.
Yes.
You're going to have to beat us. Jai and Blunt, and nope. That's your strength.
Nick Foles has to do
and he's a home run hitter. All right. You're going to have to beat us. Now, I ain't saying you can't. I ain't saying you won't. But I like our chances.
Right. And Nick Foles is not Carson Wentz.
No. If it was Carson Wentz, now, but it's not. It's not. He scored 6 points, 0 points. Was it 6-0 against Dallas last game of the season?
Yes.
Not going into the playoffs like you want.
Exactly.
That's going to be close.
I will say about that Falcons-Rams game, and I mentioned it just a second ago, Todd Gurley could get nothing in the flats, man. The open field tackling by Atlanta, Gurley could have easily had 220, 230. But that initial hit, yards after contact is very important to a running back. He was getting nothing.
Locked
and
in.
I was like, my
Very proud of them Falcons. Very proud of them. Good job.
It was a great game. Now they got to go to Philly.
Let's go.
And the Titans have to go to New England.
Come on.
It's a possibility.
Nope.
There's always a possibility. But New England, after seeing what they did last year, should get these guys, beat them 40-10.
I think New England's getting ready for Jacksonville.
Jacksonville
got to get past Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh won't be no.
That's
won't be
another
no. Antonio's 100% too. They say.
They say
I know
he
Jalen
is.
Ramsey.
Who say
Antonio Brown's back?
That's
Who is they?
Interesting situation.
He was all over social media.
They that weight.
He was down there working with Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco Johnson.
Interesting situation.
Said he'll be back. And you know what else he said? And this is before the game was even decided in Kansas City or Jacksonville. He said, "Who wants some Peters, Ramsey?"
Jacksonville's got some good DBs.
Who
now.
wants some is what the All-Pro
We'll see.
wide receiver,
we gonna see.
best in the league. It said, "Who wants some Peters or Ramsey?"
He's going to have to be at 100% coming against this Jacksonville defense because those corners were on it yesterday.
He ain't just a fly route guy.
Okay, so the Jaguars-Bills game. Here's what everybody's talking about.
Your boy.
Did he catch the ball?
The interception? Yes. That's a catch.
Yes.
That was a
Now
catch.
that is no argument. That
was a
is a
catch.
catch
His arm
because
was
we
under
saw
the
his
ball. That
arm
was a
under the
catch.
ball. We obviously saw his arm under the ball. Yep. Okay, because, everybody on TV wanted to go back to the old Pittsburgh, New England thing over again. All of that. This one.
17 for 37, 134 yards, and 1 interception is why you lost. Your offense couldn't formulate nothing.
And plus, he got hurt.
He got hurt in the last 2 minutes of the game.
He did.
Took a great hit. But, Nicholas Barber on Facebook Live said it best. Blake Bortles has to play a better game. He cannot be – Blake Bortles, you cannot be Tim Tebow and think you're going to beat the Steelers.
No, what you got to do is you got to bring your quarterback in here and maximize that defense, and this is why you can, because if you keep on saying, oh, Blake, your window will close.
Yeah. And I think the Jaguars are going to make a move in this offseason and pull in a really good one.
It's a business. That's what they say about the Patriots and all the hoopla about the tension between the owner and Belichick and Brady. I think it was, I don't know if it was on the NFL Countdown, I don't know if it was Randy Moss or someone, one of the what's my guy named, the bald head guy? Bald-head white guy.
Oh,
Hasselbeck.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, one thing Bill Belichick is a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a coach, you can't get too close to the players, because when it comes down to coaching and what's best for the organization, hey, it might not be what's best for your friend or the player.
Yep. You got to move.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it should be good, neither here or there. But, I mean, you got to get Blake Bortles out of there and find you somebody so you can maximize this moment.
And I hate to say it as a Redskins fan, but it's probably going to be Kirk Cousins.
It wouldn't be bad. Any starter out there is an upgrade over, with the exception of maybe Tyrod Taylor. Is an upgrade.
Tyrod Taylor's not a bad quarterback, though. Yesterday he was 13 for 37, 134 yards.
If I can get better than Tyrod, I'm going to get better than Tyrod.
Of course.
And I think Kirk Cousins is a little bit better than Tyrod.
But you still got Baker Mayfield coming out of the draft, too.
But you're
going to have to make a lot of moves to get him.
Yeah, Baker's a gamble. A lot of moves,
Baker is a gamble.
But you think Baker's going to Cleveland?
No. Cleveland would be foolish.
No.
If you can, Cleveland, go out here and get you one of these veterans. Go get you Alex Smith.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go get you Kirk Cousins and pay him what you need to pay him, and at least it's better than what you got. You need some stability back there. And I'm not saying the quarterback ain't come save Cleveland. Cleveland got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, they do. So who does Cleveland go with, though? If we're going to talk about draft picks.
If you can trade and get Alex Smith or sign a Kirk Cousins, you can go to some of the needs that you really need.
So you're giving away your number. You're giving
I'm
not giving away
your
number one pick for Alex Smith.
No.
Not Alex Smith, but
for the nobody.
No.
Okay.
Antonio Brown, Julio Jones. You want the number one pick? We'll give you that.
Yeah.
But no, Kirk Cousins and Weston, no way are neither of those quarterbacks worth the number one pick overall. They get 1 and 4, I think.
Yeah.
The thing about it is, Cleveland doesn't really have a running game or a passing game. They're just awful.
Cleveland doesn't have a game, period.
So either way,
what do you start though? Offensive line, defensive line. You got a defense in Garrett last year.
You build your
offensive line is key.
Build your line.
No matter what quarterback you get.
there.
Yeah, if you got
but
no line.
Who do you have offensively right now if you're Cleveland?
They got what's it? Gordon.
They got a quarterback.
No.
They got a receiver.
Yeah, they got a receiver.
Gordon's a stud.
Okay, he's a stud. So if you don't have anybody to throw it to him, you have to be two-dimensional on offense. You have to have a run, have to have a pass. Think about our senior class coming out right now. Chubb, Michelle, Mayfield, a couple of others that I'll mention later. Now, if you want to build a team and actually, you build the line, off-season trades, get some veterans in there on the line, but you have to start at quarterback or running back if I'm them.
If you answer the question with a free agent or a trade, Smith or Cousins, you still have 1 and 4. You can answer the running back and get Barkley out of Penn State. You can get Chubbs or Michael, 1 or 4, probably 4. And then what you get at 1, you could trade 1 and get 7 and 8. I mean, there's just so much that you can do, and they probably need Kevin Costner. Have you ever seen that movie with Kevin Costner?
Yes.
You probably need Kevin
Draft
Costner.
day.
Yeah, draft day. You need Kevin Costner to come in there.
I said the other day they need a draft day too. Maybe they'll pay attention this time.
That's a good movie.
Great movie.
Yeah. So but they have to. I agree with you. They have to answer the question of quarterback. But they've epic fails here the last.
Oh yeah.
At quarterback, epic. So now you might be a little gun shy.
Yeah. You're right.
I would be a little gun shy with the quarterback. Can I get somebody late in the draft and not waste the number 1 pick or number 4 pick on a quarterback?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Donald, they high on Donald and your boy.
Yeah.
They high on them. I mean,
they've got their.
If you ain't got no line, you ain't got no running back. They just gonna key in on him and pop that quarterback, whoever he is.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting.
Let's wrap up this fourth wild card game that went down yesterday.
Oh.
Panthers Saints. I was kind of disappointed. I really kind of wanted to see the Panthers win this game. I think there were a few special calls at the end of that game, but it is what it is. Panthers didn't do what they needed to do to get the win. And 31-26 was the final score. Saints move on.
I had picked Saints in that game because those two running backs were, to me, the difference maker. Which Carolina has a good stout defense, and they did good on those. But again, there's only 3 elite quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and my man
Drew Brees got it
is
done,
one
man.
of them.
He got it done.
He's one of them.
376 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'll say this, though, when it comes to the Panthers-Saints game yesterday, and I can't remember who it was that had the interception for the Panthers in the fourth quarter. All he had to do was throw the ball down. Don't come down with that ball. You had the ball on the 50-yard line. The Panthers would have scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I think that was a bad decision picking that pass off.
He should have just dropped that ball.
You put yourself 15, 20 yards into a hole.
If not more. And then on top of that, you had that intentional grounding call, which I watched that back a couple times.
I think it was right.
I don't think he was out the pocket.
He might have, but there was a receiver in the area.
Over here.
He was a distance, but he was in the area. So it's. I mean, it is what it is. The game's over.
He was.
The game is over.
It was close.
Football's a game of inches, sir.
Game of inches.
It is a game of inches. But it was plenty of good games to see in the wild card. And now we look forward to divisional matchups next weekend when we see so many teams and so many matchups that we look forward to. And of course, we'll dive.
Talking about those inches, bro.
We're gonna dive more into more of the NFL's playoff scene later on this week. But we've got to transition and talk about NCAA basketball because this weekend was utterly insane. If you were a top 25 team, you lost this weekend.
We'll holla.
It was crazy this weekend.
I tweeted the other day just because the losses and the gap between the big boys and the so-called little boys is real short. Mm-hmm. Your quote-unquote high majors and then your mid majors and then your low majors. On any given day, you come out there locked in, ready to play, you can beat anybody.
That's right.
Period, point blank. But first things first, though, you got to believe in what we're doing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got a chance. I don't care who it is. Duke, Oklahoma and Trae Young, Michigan State. All y'all can go down if you're not ready to play. And the coaches know that. It's just getting these young men to realize don't matter care that you got whatever you got across the front of your chest. It don't matter. You got to come out here and play basketball.
Any given day, LSU beat Texas A&M. There were so many upsets this weekend. It was ridiculous.
Tennessee over Kentucky.
Colorado beat Arizona. It was just crazy.
Yeah, and it's good for college basketball.
It's
good for college. It's not just the top tier teams, kind of like the NBA where you got you know who's gonna be there. You got a really good idea who's gonna be there in the end. Top 4, top 6 overall. So in college that's real good. Miami beat FSU, or Miami's up, ranked higher, but FSU had been playing well. Ohio State thumped Michigan State.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? So,
the beauty of this is going to be this really sets up for a exciting NCAA tournament in March. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to get more interesting as we go on. You're in conference now, so every conference game, it's whew, very delicate.
Very.
Oh yeah, even in the mid majors or the low mid majors, every game matters. I was on the phone previous to us going on the air and talking with our DJ from over at Savannah State. We were talking about the scheduling.
DJ.
And we're talking about, the Tigers just they won their opener, the conference opener.
JP.
It's wonderful.
He was Juan Dixon coached Coppin State, by the way.
Biggest critic of their three-pointer and their style. They got their first conference game, JP. Didn't we tell you that?
Everybody's doing that, though.
That's great, but one game does not a season make.
Touche.
All right, Yoda.
One game. I know that's right. The one game does not make a season, is what you said.
Not. There is no
Too many threes they shoot.
Shut up.
In my opinion.
As we said, the
On
Tigers,
my nerves you're getting.
The Tigers did win. Savannah State was talking about 80-71 over Coppin State this past Saturday. They are the local NCAA team in our area. But let's go through these MEAC scores and give you guys what's going on in the black conferences,
people.
as we say, HBCU basketball. Morgan State beat FAMU. The Tigers play Morgan State tonight and Morgan State at Baltimore. Maryland Eastern Shore over Hampton. That's an upset.
It is.
Yes,
That's a big upset in conference.
5-12, 1-1. Look, as I told my, and I'm in constant communication with my assistants and things, my former assistants, and again, because it's bigger than basketball.
Yep.
And one thing that we've always discussed was, one, it takes teams. I know we're living in an instant gratification era, instant mashed potatoes. I stick it in the microwave instead of, boiling the potatoes, peeling the potatoes, mashing the potatoes. You can your hope as a coach is that my guys figure it out around December because you have your first conference games. You may have some even before then. But when the turn of the new year is when you really want to start be clicking. So regardless of who you play, their level of play, no matter what your record is, once you go into conference play, it's 0-0. We can be 0 and whatever, and we can win our conference. And it can be a below 500 season because of our strength of schedule, so to speak, before the season, money games. Some of these coaches have to play these big schools to raise money for the institution. You know what I'm saying? And then the institution pimp them and not give them what they need to supplement their assistants' salaries. Yep. So, it's a lot that goes into the moral of the story. Once conference play starts, all bets are off. It's 0-0.
One of you guys are watching right now, Jalen Butler. We see you checking in, JB.
Jalen Butler. So, speaking of, for instance, he's at Georgia Southwestern.
Okay.
They on a 3-game win streak in conference.
Okay.
In the Peach Belt. Yeah.
ACC Division II.
Coach Hicks' second year brought in Coach Butler, Jalen in there, who's going to be a good young assistant. Both my former assistants are going to, I believe, have an opportunity to be really good assistant head coaches one day. But that's just proof of the matter, and I've always believed that in my time of coaching that once the turn of the new year and we really get into conference play, Savannah State, now it's time to play. We'll probably see these guys again. They know what we're going to do. We know what they're going to do, and that's all about going out there and doing it.
Yep, this is your road to the championship.
But you got to believe first.
I'm looking forward to it.
You gotta believe. So
That's
good for Savannah State. Good for those teams who upset. It should be a really Coppin 0-17. My goodness, you better not lose to them. I'm sorry. I don't even see the 0-17.
Let me preface that though. Juan Dixon's their coach. Let me preface this though. Now, Coppin State
half a season next season.
Coppin State is the only team in conference that has played close to a non-conference schedule as Savannah State. The only team.
0-17.
If you look at
I got to get 2 of those. I got to be 2-15 coming in.
Savannah State's 4-12 now, right?
I'll be 4-12 coming.
Those 12 losses, 3 of those losses were East Tennessee State, who gave Kentucky a run.
East Tennessee State's pretty good, though. They do a good job. Coach
William
Ford's doing a good job up there.
William Mary's a good team. And Georgia Southern, who is going to the tournament, right?
Boy, Byington's doing a good job up there.
The other 9 were top 25 teams.
So that adds up to what?
12 losses.
But they 0-17.
Well, one of those.
He's talking about Savannah State.
I'm talking about Savannah State right now.
Okay.
But for Coppin State, they're almost in the same boat. It's just they couldn't beat anybody. They got bit by the injury bug early.
Well, that's a lot of red lettering.
When they played Savannah State, Coppin State was their first game having back a majority of their team. A lot of guys played their first games in like 3 or 4 weeks.
But I bet you they bottom dollar. They thought they were going to beat Savannah State, though.
They thought they were because they were getting all their guys back.
Now, look, we human, right?
Yes,
last
absolutely.
I checked.
Care who you is. I'm looking at them letters, them red L's on that side. I had to tell my team, one or two of my teams, that we'll have ups and downs, and that comes with the territory like life. And then we'll get in the conference, and you'll lose here, and you start feeling sorry for yourself. I hit them with this. Now it's a possibility. You ain't got to win no games in conference.
True. That's true.
While you sitting over here pouting and feeling sorry for yourself now, because the Beach Belt, they coming for your throat. They don't care what you got going on. I don't care if you got injuries. I don't care if you got a merger. I don't care if somebody's sick. We coming to play and we coming to win.
Yep, that's all they care about.
Keep on feeling sorry for yourself, and you won't win a Peach Belt game. 0-17, that's tough.
I think Coppin's going to beat a few teams. They're going to upset a few teams in conference.
This is his first year. He'll figure it out. I didn't know they were 0-17. Anybody 0-17, that's tough.
Yeah.
But he got a great opportunity up there, and I'm curious to see what he does. I think he knows the game, and they wouldn't have gave him the position if they didn't think he can do it.
Yeah.
So he'll turn that thing around. He just got to weather the storm.
First season, Juan Dixon, Maryland legend, played for the Wizards, played 4 or 5 different teams in the NBA. The guy knows the game.
He was also part of that Miracle Minute too. Just wanted to check.
National champion for the University of Maryland. So it's fun. It's fun to watch. The guys that we saw play.
Didn't lose that one.
No, they weren't going to lose that game.
Glad they did.
And they were. I'm honestly, Savannah State was a little short-staffed as well. But it was a tight game. Like I said, Coppin got a whole bunch of guys back. It was a fun game to the end, and the Tigers just stretched it out. Even scoring for the Tigers, 40 points in both halves.
Okay. Well, when's the next game for them?
Tonight against Morgan State.
At Morgan State?
At Morgan State.
Okay, good.
Morgan is favored to win, but I think we got an upset in mind.
Man, you know what? You scored 40 points in both halves. That shows a sign that your offense is now starting to show the signs of clicking.
What they go 19, 11 for 30.
11 for 30 from 3 is not bad at all.
Anything
not
over 35%
bad.
is all right. We'll take that. Anything over 35%.
Right. But when you do when you go 11 for 47, that's a little too much. 33s in one game is legitimate for a team, in my opinion. If you're if you're not Golden State and you don't have the shooters like that consistently hit them, 30 is fine, and you hit 11 of them, and it's 36%. Like you said, anything over 35% is good. Mm-hmm. I can accept that right there. 11 for 30.
2 3-pointers going down from being, 40-something%?
Yeah, you shot.
What was Coppin?
Coppin was 13 for 31.
13,
Both teams played a good game.
Yeah.
It was a good game to watch.
Yeah,
both teams played solid basketball. Free throws probably were the catch. Those 4 free throws for Coppin. I mean, Savannah State missed 8.
And not to switch subjects, just curious, when does Quay plays for North Carolina
A&T? A&T's game was delayed over the weekend due to the winter storm that came through.
Right.
But they will be in action tonight. And I think they play. Let me look. Hold on. I had this right. I had it just a second ago. A&T is in action tonight. I want to say against Norfolk, which will be a good game because their game Saturday was postponed.
Norfolk State.
They're supposed to play Norfolk this past Saturday, and tonight North Carolina A&T will take on Delaware State, which could be an interesting matchup.
2 and 15, but they MEAC team. Well, I'm telling you, they're struggling, ain't they?
Well, I mean, the MEAC team. But here's the crazy thing: most of these MEAC teams haven't played anybody.
And these records, boy, say you're playing high majors across the board.
Exactly. Yep. Most of these teams haven't played anybody.
Maryland Eastern Shore 5 and 12. Delaware State 2 and 15. And North Carolina A&T look good at 7 and 8.
But they haven't played anybody. Hey. They got Clemson, Citadel, Jacksonville, Eastern Carolina,
what you mean,
Presbyterian. They have not one top 25 team.
But they don't have to play on that way. They ain't RPI in basketball.
True. I mean, no one in the MEAC is going to get an at-large bid. We know that.
No, we focus on our league. No. The league is the league is what it's all about. Period. Point blank. Like I said. So why do I need to go play these Big Ten schools if the administration ain't making me raise no money?
Right.
Go play where you have a good
better
chance
get my
to
boy
win.
here popped in so they can lose their confidence coming in the conference. You know what? They went 0 something or 1 or something last year, didn't they?
Yeah.
So you know I ain't finna go play no big time, boy.
Yeah, you're right.
Nah, we need to get this thing turned around. So any of the JVs out there, Bible colleges, come on up there. We'll give you $200 and the pack of Gatorade. Yeah, come on up here and let her get the win. So my
$200 and a pack of Gatorade.
Shoot, I have to go on. And watch what you heard it here for a Y Coppin State schedule next year.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah. Carve a Bible 3 times. Boy.
Juan Dixon will be like, nah, but
all at home.
All at home. We'll give $2,000 pop. $2,000 first time, $3,000 second time, $4,000 third time. Come on up.
Welcome to tonight's game featuring Coppin State and the Fighting Koalas.
You think it's a game? No, man, I'm not. I'm trying to pull my boys together. And every coach out there who might be seeing it, they understand where I'm coming from. Mike can't say it, but, I'm a free agent.
Shoot. Nah, it's fun, man. It's just the beauty of basketball, though. I mean,
ain't nothing beautiful about that basketball right there. Nothing.
2 and 15, 0 and 17,
but
3
Evan
and
said it
28.
Best. Evan said it best.
Negative.
If you win your conference, nobody cares.
Nobody cares. No, they don't.
You're right.
And that's the truth. No one cares.
Because true, when you get, let me see, when you get Florida A&M playing Coppin State, guess what? Both of them thirsty for a win.
Hey, but right now, okay, that's Savannah State.
Morgan's 2-0 in conference right now.
See, that's all that matters.
Yeah, all that matters right now is
conference
play.
All that matters. If we want to go, we want to have a good conference schedule. We want to go into our conference tournament playing and feeling good about ourselves, and it's anybody's ball game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if Coppin was to make the NCAA tournament, no one cares that they're 0-17 on January the 8th or 9th.
Yep.
I guarantee it. It will come up because the story is the story.
Oh, yeah.
But who's going to care? So that's what you got to keep telling the guys, and they got to believe in that to turn that thing around. So
and then the
good
crazy
luck to you,
thing,
Coppin.
here's the biggest thing that people don't think about too. And realistically, the season, the conference schedule don't matter either. You made the tournament by winning your conference tournament.
Well, you got to get. Does everybody get in the conference tournament? Oh, if everybody get in the conference tournament, you still want to feel good about it. I mean, you got to.
It's your seeding that you're playing for right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you in regular season, you get NIT.
And if you go in that conference tournament with no wins, though.
You'd love to be the number 1 seed, right? I'd love to be the number 1 seed playing a team that has no wins.
Then again, shoot, I don't
know. Nothing to lose.
The number 1 team need to be very careful because the coaches will be ready.
Yeah,
but the young boys gonna take them lightly.
Mentality, yeah.
And that's how you get beat.
They better do like do like Alabama's assistant coach did last night. They said he actually took a sledgehammer and broke the runner-up trophy from last year.
And you know what? And that's a good move because I also talked to my assistant. I was saying, listen, a friend of mine actually back in Atlanta, as coaches, and I've had time obviously to reflect and see, with my time off here is the great ones. They always say motivates themselves. It is so easy to get complacent when you've had a little success. Oh, because it's working. Why change it? And this is the chestnut checkers part of it. The great ones, no, I want to be better. I'm going to be anal about it. As Kirby said, we're trying to put guys in a position to be successful and guys who want to be here, so on and so forth. So you have a little success and, everybody patting you on your back, everybody on campus feeling good, and you have a tendency to say, okay, this has been working, let's stick with it. No, you got to keep driving to be better. I want to be the best. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, when the Lord bless me with my next opportunity, I know exactly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it.
So hire me and JP as the sports information guys. And
I'm with it.
What you going to do, man?
Hey, what a hater. Not trying to.
Nothing you going to do? Do nothing?
It's not
but anyway, I'm rooting for, I wish all coaches and their teams well. And I'm going to keep my eye on Coppin because I didn't know it was like that. And
might be a spot there soon.
Nah, they just signed him. It'll be all right. He'll turn it around. This is just
still Juan Dixon.
I mean, even in first years, 0-17 is tough. Even my first year when I struggled, I won at least, I think it was 5 games.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I'm saying? And then 4, and then we turned it around, and let me tell you, we're headed in the right direction. But 0-17 would have rocked me too. I'm confident.
They got fam tonight. They should get fam. They should get fam.
0-17 team, you ain't no favorite in no game, so you better go in there ready to play. You should what? Show up. I mean, that's about all. After that, now you got to go out there and win something. Now it's real now. It's not ragging them. This is real.
It's real talk, folks. This is the Sean Brown Show on WQTS. You're listening to our Monday show. It's Championship Monday.
You're very happy to be here.
Let's switch things over to politics a little bit. The Golden Globes went down last night. I watched a good bit of the Golden Globes.
Yes.
Oprah received a big-time award. I can't remember the name of it. Some Cecil somebody award.
The Cecil DeMille. I just had it, and he started talking. Shut up. The Cecil DeMille something award
Cecil
for
B.
accomplishment
DeMille
in
award.
movies and television or something like that.
Yes. Her speech, of course, the Golden Globes, their whole platform was pushing forward for the Me Too movement, and they were trying to put the vocals and put the voices out that they were supporting women that were going through this and supporting the men who were supporting the movement as well. Absolutely. Everybody wore all black. It was very fun to see. It was enjoyable.
I don't know why I went there. If they
The Rock was there.
All black.
The Rock's daughter was the Golden Globes girl.
The Rock, vice president.
Well, no, they say Tom Hanks possible vice president. But speaking of president,
let's move the White House to Hollywood.
There's a push for Oprah Winfrey to run for president.
After that speech,
yeah, I mean, I think it could be done.
My pick is Greg Popovich, but Oprah may.
Oh my gosh.
may make it. Why not?
We can have Oprah be the president, Tom Hanks be the vice president, have Greg Popovich as the Speaker of the House, and The Rock could be like the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
And that movie probably would win an Oscar.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Plenty of nominations guaranteed.
That movie would win an Oscar.
The Rock was quoted last night to say,
Black House.
He's big on charity. He likes to get. I don't know if you caught this last night, but The Rock's he's big on charity. That's why he likes to let Kevin Hart in all his movies.
You said what?
Oh,
he likes to give to charity. That's why lets Kevin Hart in all his movies.
Oh,
who likes to give to charity?
The Rock.
Oh,
because Kevin Hart did
catch it. Catch it.
Yeah, but Kevin Hart,
they're good friends though.
They have great chemistry.
Yes, they do.
They do.
They have great chemistry. But putting all foolishness aside, Oprah did. She knocked that speech out, and that's the first time you hear Oprah for 2020. So hey, I mean, Anything's possible. She's only, I think her net worth is $2.8 billion and Donald Trump's 3.1. So she right there.
I mean, she's there. She's got a story to tell. Personally, I still want to see Michelle Obama run. I would love to see Michelle Obama run
For president?
For president. Could you see Michelle and Oprah running together? That would be dope.
Good for TV, but it wouldn't last long.
Running together for the nomination?
Oprah, Michelle for the president, Oprah vice president.
That sounds good on paper, and it looks good, but,
Ain't
It's
enough.
better than an orangutan.
Ain't enough.
Right.
To make that happen.
Yeah.
For one,
Well,
have a woman,
shoot.
any woman, black, white, green, or purple woman.
I can
Period.
hear him now. You don't want just one woman. You want two women in the office?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
shoot, if we can get a Democrat in Alabama,
It's possible. You never know.
anything's possible.
We don't know what to expect in this
Touche.
next election. We really don't.
We just know what we don't want.
Yes, we got to get away from what we have now. That's the dream. Please get us to 2020.
Get your good businessman in there. About to make America great again, man. We're about to give y'all a little money, shut y'all up, y'all homeowners, and we're about to change this around. Go ahead and divert your attention, and then boom.
Well, see, he lost me when he it's reported that he cut the funding for the service dog program to the VA, which is something that's near and dear to me because I'm on the list for a service dog for PTSD.
Right.
And to cut that funding, you cut the medical coverage and the emergency coverage for our service dogs, which is essentially a medical device for veterans and for people that actually need the service dogs for other things.
Right.
That's detrimental. You can't scream you're helping, you love the military, you love veterans, and then you do something to the one thing that majority of people in politics right now are saying, look, our veterans need this. It's killer to me. It's killer to me, man.
Donald Trump said we don't need those dogs. Sorry. We don't need the ozone layer. Sorry. We don't need anybody coming into this country that ain't American. Sorry. Whatever happened to
spray tan?
Whatever happened to Puerto Rico? Sorry.
Yeah, that's still crazy to me.
Dude, you're going further and further down in the hole, and
He's right though. Everything he's saying.
he's exactly right.
But yet he wants to turn around and say he's a genius.
He's a genius in the monetary sense of
Man
the
is
word.
a buffoon.
He's
Very
a buffoon.
narcissistic.
He's a buffoon when it comes to politics. When it comes to money, he's a genius.
And
we didn't need that in office.
And we know what makes the world go round.
You're right.
Money does.
But you also you
So
can't
why
spend
not
money.
put
if
a-
But
nobody
you
wants
also
to do
got to have
business
some
with you.
common sense.
But you also have to have business partners that want to do business with you. If you burn all your bridges, you can't do business with anybody, and you're just holding your money, and it makes no profit.
Well, you know what? If you want to do business with them, I do got them codes and bombs too.
There you go.
With the big button, it's bigger than his,
That was
and it
dumb.
works.
I wonder what that lady that always what's the lady the spokesperson
The
for
press
Donald
secretary?
Trump, the press secretary. She's got to be hating her job right now because somewhere in the subconscious she's got to know some of this is wrong. She can't
she
think
has to
all of this
spin
is
it.
okay.
This is what kills me. She has to spin everything in his favor. So he says something stupid, and I'm sure behind the scenes she's like, "You got to be kidding me."
Yeah, that's what I'm
This guy
saying.
is
You
killing
can't
me.
be literally okay with everything this man is saying, and then you go on national TV in these press conferences saying it's okay. Somewhere in the back of your mind, you know this is not okay, but you're doing it because of your job title.
She's doing her job.
Oh no! When does what is it called? Not loyalty, but when does
Morale.
Yes. When do morals check in here with you? You have no morals to think. I mean, okay, you on TV, you saying
Possibly
everything
not.
is okay. So she has no morals whatsoever. So this man, because this man
I
is
wouldn't say she
morally
has no
incorrupt.
morals. I think she's doing her job. She took the job from Sean Spicer, who has admitted himself that he was terrible at it. So
Because
it's
he probably
already
didn't agree with it either.
But it's already a stigma on the situation. So she's doing the best she can with that situation.
Who's to say she don't believe in that?
That's true.
Because if you felt so strongly about something, I'm finna go get me another job. I'm not finna sit here and be that person.
Yeah, you're not going to degrade me.
So
'cause of
who's to
this
say
guy.
she don't believe into this? She's
I'm thinking
with
if she
Trump
go,
all the way.
what other job could she get that pays her press secretary salary?
I don't know what the press
Sure,
secretary's salary is. Let's look.
It can't be cheap. You ain't making minimum wage for being the press
Oh, no,
secretary.
nobody in the White House makes minimum wage, guaranteed.
What you think it is, JP? Before he pull it up, 70 grand, 100 grand. It can't be no safe figure. It could
I
be.
think it
mean,
could
I
be
don't know.
85, 90.
85. You can go find a job out there paying that.
Let's see what the. We're gonna see what this is, and then we're gonna get to our stop the money.
Whoa.
Lord Jesus!
172 grand.
Oh Lord, that hurt. That hurt my heart when I saw it, and that was in 2014.
So she gonna say whatever she wants to say.
She's making about
Yeah.
200 because that was in 2014.
Which is, I'm saying, what other job is she gonna get that pays $172,000
no.
a year?
She don't
Depending on
care.
how
She-
hard you willing to work.
For what she's getting paid, she believes everything that's coming out of that man's mouth.
You talking about depending on how hard she got? All she got to do is stand up in front of a mic and talk.
Me too.
Boom.
But we ain't get paid $172,000
Why
either.
not?
He missed that. He missed that. He missed that. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, 172. I got to rattle a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. You missed that one, JB.
Well, listen, she may believe in what she believe in. I mean, it's not always about the money. I mean, but 172 is pretty good. I don't know what that job entails other than standing in front of that mic, so I'm not going to pretend like I do know. But I do know 172 is pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
And if you need an assistant, young lady, I'll come up there. I'm pretty good in front of the mic, too.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Evan, you been telling me Evan up there believe? I don't believe nothing I'm saying, man. But I'm finna read this little paper for this money. How about that? I'm doing my job.
Just smiling. Just
I'm doing my job. You don't
pay
shoot
you-
the messenger.
I'll pay you $172,000
To come up
it's
here.
89 degrees outside right now.
That's right.
I'm gonna say it every day.
It's
5 times a
89
day.
degrees
That's
in sunny Savannah.
You gotta be with it.
Snowfield, Savannah, Georgia.
How's the weather in your neck of the woods?
And if you ever seen the House of Cards, which is a great show, despite Kevin Spacey's transgressions here, it was a great show. House of Cards was, and if you fans, you guys fans?
House of Cards?
I
watched
watched
the
it,
Cards.
it's pretty good.
but they carried
Really?
the mess of the Kevin Spacey last night on the Golden Globes.
I believe it. Hey, still a
They
great
said
actor,
they said that
and he's still rich.
they said something about I can't remember what the punchline was, but they said
This too shall pass.
They said the
Yes.
cast was of age, and they said, well, that knocks out Kevin Spacey already because the cast was of age. He likes underage.
See, that's not right.
It's gonna pass.
Oh, no, they had some good jokes yesterday.
Everything passes.
Oh yeah,
Everything.
everything does, except for this. You know, okay, and I got to get to this, folks. It's time for that one segment that we all look forward to every Monday. It's time to what?
Dream.
It's time to stop the bus. Monday. Look, I saw this on Facebook this morning when I tuned
I
in,
know what you're talking
and my God, I about fell out of my bed. I saw a young lady who had her nails done. She had beautiful nails.
Oh, she did not.
Okay, I lied. She had car keys attached to her fingernails with bedazzled. I cannot make this up.
Car keys.
Car keys. As in, like, my man works at Home Depot, and I'm representing my man because he cuts keys at Home Depot, so I'm gonna put his keys on my
literal
fingernails.
car keys. Car keys merged into your nail.
Insane. Utterly insane. And the keys are actually cut. They're not even like they're not like baseline keys. They can actually open something.
Y'all crazy.
She is what they say. She is the key maker.
Man, she got the key to the streets.
But when is enough, folks? I mean, let me put this to
got
the
the
camera so
keys.
y'all can see this. I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but this young lady, and it's bedazzled. She has
Not bedazzled.
keys, and I'm gonna share this on our Facebook page. She has bedazzled keys on her fingernails. How is that fashionable? I don't understand it, ladies and gentlemen. Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I can.
Can you imagine her going to work if she has a job? Can
if.
you imagine her? What
I
can
can
you do
imagine.
with
I can
that?
imagine her in a fight.
What can,
She can sit back and tell
she
somebody
gonna
what to
key
do.
up anybody's car.
I'm telling you.
She's a hitman.
But you better not cheat on her, boy. God, dog, your car be looking like zebra stripes.
She keys the car every time she gets in the car.
Wow. Her key, her key holder get in the car, scratch her like a
Start the
motherfucker.
car
That's
with a
interesting.
finger.
And all the keys look the same, so you don't know which key goes to what.
She knows.
Yeah, she knows. Hey, I need a jump. Call up on Quisha. We need her finger.
Who?
Not LaQuisha.
You know she got a crazy name.
Boom
she got fingers.
Quisha.
Look at, look at that. Come
How
on,
about
man. She's making light skin look bad.
Sucker Joelle.
Who?
Basefa. For any Soccer Joelles and Basefa out there, those are nice names.
I know what her name is not. It ain't Ruth.
Chris.
JP called that one.
Baby Ruth.
Nah.
No.
That's crazy. That's my stop the bus. Anybody else got one today?
JP, I know he got one.
Do I? I don't know.
Nails. Car keys on fingernails. It's ridiculous. It's time to stop. And got the nerve to put fake diamonds in the back of the background of the picture. Greg, come on.
Come on, you lost at the keys.
Oh,
Thank you.
Lord, Jesus.
Florida.
It's terrible.
Keys.
What you got, JP?
She got the keys.
Let's everybody knows Georgia, Alabama is tonight. Let's not be super homers if our team loses. Let's just give credit where credit is due. Both of these teams are coming in very evenly matched. No one team is better than the other. And I said this while you were out, Evans. This is the game we wanted to see.
Absolutely.
Alabama did not play Georgia this year, regular season or conference championship. So the whole debate was out there of what team is better and who is the true SEC champion. Now, we know because of Alabama's fall to Auburn, Georgia is the SEC champion, best team in the SEC. But there was always that asterisk there, oh, you didn't play Alabama. So now we get it. So if your team loses in this game, okay, I'm sorry. All of us here, we want Georgia to win. But we're not about to sit here and say, oh, well, Georgia was better at this and Georgia was better at that and Georgia should have did this. Well, if they should have, they would have. And if they were better, they would have won. And that same thing goes for Alabama. Alabama has some of the most homerific fans I have ever known. I don't know if he's still watching, but Wade Adams is a good friend of mine, and this joker is Roll Tide to the bone, sir. So I'm really anxious to see if Alabama loses what he's got to say. So let's be supportive of our teams, but let's not go overboard and doing all of this. Alabama, may the best team win.
Everybody likes a winner, so it's super homerific. Makes you it magnifies that. Yankee fans are like that. Patriot fans are like that. Florida fans, Yankee fans are like Alabama fans.
They are super homers.
We're New Yorkers.
New Yorkers,
super homers.
New Yorkers are like that.
Everybody
got a heart today.
Everybody upside. Everybody past North Carolina to me are Yankees. Okay, so I'm
a Yankee.
Yeah, you're a Yankee.
Virginia bred.
Hatfield and McCoy. My stop the bus is.
Oh, you want it? My bad.
Wait, you need a second?
No,
I got a quick one.
No. It was just go ahead.
Offset. Beyonce to Cardi B. You are a dummy. Okay, go ahead.
Stop it. Stop it. See,
in a super sensitive time, with as divisive as it's been, don't be so quick to judge. That's my stop the bus. Don't be so quick to judge. You have no idea what a person's going through. I know even, Sean was judging the lady with the key hands. It's very different. And I'm saying this jokingly, but, you just never know what a person's going through. So don't be so quick to judge. If you don't understand and you really care, ask them.
Okay, since he said that. Okay, so if your wife came home with keys on her fingernails.
You should know who you married.
Yeah.
You pull out the strip club. What you think she finna do?
Well,
she finna strip. You pull out the kitchen. What you think she finna do? She finna eat. You know what I'm saying? You pull her off the couch. What you think she gonna do? She gonna sit on the couch. So know who you with. So she come home with the car keys in the hand. You knew that from day one.
What the hell was that?
God.
Y'all don't want. But as I tell my boy Jalen Butler, if you still listening out there, but don't nobody want to talk about that. That book's coming out in 2019 January. Don't nobody want to talk about it by Sir Robert Davis.
Hey, man.
And folks, we got 2 minutes left here.
Buy that book.
Just under 2 minutes left on the air. Check it out, folks. There's always 5 ways to reach the Sean Brown Show with JP. Whenever you want to check us out, we're always here Monday through Friday. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have our live mix available just for you guys during lunch. We give you the scores, we give you the stories, but we give you a great mix of music. But you can only get it at speakingthemic.com, on YouTube, the TuneIn app, or WQTSradio.com, and you can only catch it live. Facebook, the beautiful thing about Facebook is you can go back and you can watch our videos. You can check out what we talk about on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Because Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you get the 3-piece. We give you guys the best of what we got. We talk about sports. Coach gives you excellent analysis.
Thank you.
JP gives you JP styles. And it's wonderful, folks. It's wonderful. Now, we got to forgive JP for his shirt today because we know who these people are.
Listen,
but
I'm wearing this shirt because it matched these nice, wonderful J's I got on.
Something stinks.
Okay?
What is that?
So.
They nice.
Close them out.
They nice on the outside, but once them feet go on the inside, they no longer are nice J's. Hey.
But
Great.
now,
no.
we always want you guys to come in and support. Listen, folks, make sure you share today's video on Facebook Live. so that way somebody else can enjoy it. Tune in tomorrow for our quick mix with scores, stories, and more with myself and lots of music. I guarantee you're going to dance your way through.
Bishop Bullwinkle had to go.
And we were the first ones. And I'll put this out there, folks. We were the first ones to debut the new Finesse remix with Cardi B and Bruno Mars. We were the first ones. We did it before anybody locally played it as well. So you want to stick with us because we give you more than just sports scores and stories and laughs. We give you the newest music on the spot when it first comes out.
Milk it, Cardi B. Milk it while you can. Masterpiece style.
Yeah,
bring out a cassette every week before this too shall pass.
Yeah. I still say Offset's
Make your money.
Offset is
Cardi B getting the bag, big fella.
Make your money.
Offset is still an idiot.
Don't forget the tip.
Folks, this has been
Cold
the Sean
water.
Brown Show on WQTS. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We will catch y'all on the flip side tomorrow. We'll catch y'all on the flip side right here, same time, same place, only on WQTS. Peace, love, and chicken grease.
Listen, SB with the truth, it might piss your mind. And JP hit you with reality on the time. The way to keep it all the way 100, it should be a crime. Sports, news, politics, on the show you will find. Conversation grown, opinions they not alone. Savannah be the home, they coming straight for your dome. It is what it is, gonna be what it's gonna be. You are rocking with the Sean Brown Show with JP.
And Evans Davis.
East Side.
Oh, hell no.
Go Dogs.
Go dog!